Hey guys, so I want to go through your syllabus. You are responsible to read it on your own, but there are a couple things that I want to make sure I go over with you guys, which means that those are important things, and I just wanted to make sure that I stress them with you. So first of all, let me open it up on my screen. So obviously this is Comp 1 for Fall 2020. My name, obviously, we will be meeting on Blackboard. Sometimes it will be just discussions that you can do when you get to it. Other times you will have things on Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, which I will talk with you guys about when we get to it. Virtual office hours, these are times that I am available where you guys can contact me to schedule a meeting via, Zoom or Blackboard Collaborate Ultra or something like that. If there is a time, like if these times don't work for you and you have to meet with me another time, that is totally fine. Just let me know, and then I can see what I can do. My email is esmason@ualr.edu. You can also reach me via the Blackboard messages option. It's just whenever you log into the class in Blackboard. Our course description, it is here for you. That's pulled exactly from the course catalog. Basically, this is obviously a writing course. It is different from an actual English class, so we're not going to do a bunch of literature type things. This is about building your writing skills, making you a better writer, which is essential not only to your it's essential not only to this class and Comp 2, because those are required, but it's also essential to all of your courses that you're going to do in college, because there will be a time where you have to write about something. Even in a math class, they might be like, hey, write a paper about the Pythagorean theorem. So who knows? It could happen. But also, even when you get into a professional setting, when you're working, or even just like life in general, you need to learn how to communicate. Have you ever got even just a text from somebody that you're like, how did they mean that? Or have you ever sent a text and someone took it totally the wrong way? So that just shows you how important and essential written communication is, and proper written communication is to just life in general. The course objectives, basically this is by the end of this class, then you will have done all of these things listed. This is something that the Department of Rhetoric and Writing at UA Literate came up with. And these are things that we're going to do through each of our major projects in this class. Required course materials. I don't make you guys purchase a book. Some classes that might be necessary, if you're in science and you need a lab book, or in math, that kind of thing. But to me, in literacy, in an English, in a writing-based course, that kind of where most of the texts are available through just a simple Google search, then I don't think that is as necessary. So you might as well save the couple $100. So what I prefer and what I'm a fan of is what is called OER. It stands for Open Educational Resources. So, and those are basically resources that other universities, and actually UA Literate has some as well, and professors and all of that have produced their own resources for free, or that are available for free for other students and schools and all of that to use. They are the same caliber as things that are published by major companies. They just don't cost you anything. So two of the ones I'm going to use predominantly in this class are Writing Commons and Writing Spaces. I will have the links are there for just the digital textbooks in general, but I will also have the links for them, going through each module and all of that each week for the class. There will be other links that I give you guys. But like I said, everything will be available for you. Other materials, computer, word processor, internet, Blackboard access. That's, a no-brainer. This is an online course. Next, it says USB drive. That is optional if you are a fan of that, or cloud storage. That's just kind of an extra thing. The one thing that you have to do, and is actually an assignment, is to create a Google Drive for this class. And if you haven't seen it yet, it is an assignment on for week 1, and that is the biggest reason for that is it keeps you from losing anything. So you might think, well, what if Google loses something? Google doesn't crash. Google doesn't lose things. You might accidentally delete something, but I'm like the queen of helping students recover documents. So if that happens, don't touch anything, just email me. And I can try to help you through it. But if you type something on a desktop at school and then you go to Starbucks and work on your laptop, and then you go home and get on your phone or your iPad, guess what? You can access all the same stuff, all of it saved on Google Drive. Also with that, also have you guys use Google Docs. Having everything being the same word processor that everyone can access, and you get it for free, then that's the best way to go. Pens and pencils. I've had students who would rather handwrite things ahead of time and then type it. That is totally fine. If that is how it works for you, that's fine. If you prefer to print out your paper and then edit it by hand and then fix it on the computer, that is fine. Folder or binder for printed materials. Again, I will have handouts for you guys or readings, that kind of thing. If you would prefer to print them out and then whole bunch of them, put them in a folder, blah, 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 and highlight on them, if that is how you work, then that's cool. Expectations. Again, go through and read all of this, but the biggies are, I expect you to be an active participant in class. Don't just be a passive learner. This is your education. And you get out of it what you put into it. I know that's super cliche, but it is accurate. So this is yours. This is your time. This is only for you. I do this for each of you. And you're the only one who can take ownership of your education. So also, I am super big on being respectful. And so I expect for you guys to be respectful of me. I am also respectful to you guys. And I also expect that among your peers, because there will be times where you actually have class discussions. And I just want to make sure you guys are respecting each other. You might have times where someone has a different opinion from you, especially with the upcoming election. I am a fan of assigning you political articles. I have a minor in political science, and I think it's great. It's like my Super Bowl. So election night, that is like my Super Bowl. But that being said, you can learn so much from just listening to other people. Sometimes you don't know exactly what you think until you listen to other people or other sides. And, I'm a firm believer of opinions make the world go round. So I want this to be a class of sharing ideas and considering other people, and just thanking people, and honoring people with their contributions. Let's see. Expectations for learning. You will have readings, and sometimes you won't have an exact assignment to do from those readings, but the readings do have a purpose, because then they will lead into your big project that you will do at the end of every unit. So don't skip the readings. And I took a whole bunch of time to hand select them. So Just be nice and do them. But really, it goes with the, this is your education. So, I've done Comp 1, I've done Comp 2. This is not for me. This is for you. So also, you'll have different activities. We will be working through the writing process for each major paper that we do. So if you don't remember what that is, or if you have not learned it, it's making an outline, then making a rough draft, and then doing a self review and edit, and then peer review and edit, and then turning in a final draft. So a lot of students don't like doing that because they just want the paper and then let's just get it over with. But that does not help fine tune you as a writer. And I mean, honestly, I totally get it. I just started doing, or I am starting a doctoral program and even writing essays for my applications. I just want to just write it and get it over with. And I'm like, no, Erin, you need to do exactly what you teach. And so I did that, and it definitely helped me with my train of thought. And so I didn't write/talk in circles. Expectations for technology, obviously, it is, you will be using them in class. If we are doing something, like say we are having a video call, or if you are working in a group with a video call or something like that, don't be on your phone texting. Don't be playing video games or whatever. Treat it like it's an actual in-person class. And just, be more professional about it. Expectations for me. So these are things that you guys can expect for me, or from me. So as far as emails go, because that's really, that's the main way you have to communicate with me, right? So I make a point to be very timely in responding to you guys. So for educators in general, usually people aim for a 24-hour turnaround. So respond within 24 hours. So that's I'm usually quicker than that, honestly. But life happens. So, or I might not have seen the notification or whatever. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. If you email me, don't expect a response in 5 minutes, which some people do that. So don't do that. Also, I will not respond to emails after 9 p.m. or on the weekends. In general, I give you an assignment on a Monday and it's due on Saturday by 11:59 p.m. That's for most of the assignments. This does not mean work on it on Saturday and you don't have to do it the rest of the week. That I do that because that allows you to budget your time yourself, because aside from school, aside from comp, you have other classes. Aside from other classes, you might have a job or have other obligations going on outside. So your schedule, when you can get things done. So I assign things on a Monday and it's due on a Saturday. And I have had students email me at 10 o'clock at night on Saturday when something's due in 2 hours. And, you can't expect for me to, respond to, something like that. As the saying goes, your lack of planning doesn't constitute an emergency for me. So that, and I'm kind of old. So usually 9, I'm like getting in bed. As far as grading turnaround, for a writing class, it does take a little bit longer. But I don't like having a long to-do list. I like to get them graded and back to you as quickly as possible. But I also know that you took the time and hopefully you put a lot of work and effort into writing that paper. So in turn, I take the time to read it and properly grade it and give you good feedback and all of that. So I'm not just going to, check, you did it kind of thing. So a good rule of thumb, especially for writing, basically it will take double the amount of time to get it back to you than it took you to write it. So, so say it took you a week, then it'll give about 2 weeks to get it back. So, but like I said, I try to get it back quickly so you can properly see what you did wrong, and what you do well. Because I am also like, ooh, you did really good on blah, blah, blah. But if you don't know, because a lot of people, you have like this one thing that you often mess up, which is okay because I have things that like that too, even with my writing. So once you start learning, ooh, I do this thing a lot. Once you see it and once it's been addressed, then you know not to be a repeat offender, and then that helps improve your writing. Next bullet point, everything I do is for you guys. So if you need help, if you have questions about stuff, just let me know. And again, my class is an environment of mutual respect, honor, and fairness. I aim to be very fair in my grading and all of that. I have a lot of respect for you guys for, you know, taking these steps to get a college education, which is amazing. And, you know, and I just, you know, I just want that to make sure that that is something that you guys keep in mind, not only when I speak with you guys, but also when you speak with each other. And it's also just good for life in general. Course policies, Blackboard and Google Docs. We've already sort of talked about that, but you can go through and read it. Essay writing process. I talked a little bit about that, but if you have not gone through that before, we do have a lesson on that, I believe in week 2 or 3. All papers must be typed. Like I said, if you want to type or write them out ahead of time and then type them before you turn them in to me, that's cool. But I'm not reading a 5-page essay that was handwritten. Sorry. And MLA or APA, I will let you know which one you need to do depending on the paper. If you don't remember MLA, guess what? We have a lesson on that. And the same thing for APA. I can't remember if I have APA for Comp 1. I think I don't do that until Comp 2. And workshop days, those are basically times where I let you guys, where you're actively in the composing part of your project, of like your essay or whatever, or maybe you're peer reviewing. So those are workshops where I'm not, where you don't have a lecture from me, where you're just working on the things. Grading policy, you know, these can, there might be other assignments in there, but that's the gist of it. Late policy, this is like, if there is only one thing I went over between that and the email, this would be it. So assignments are due in Blackboard on the date and time I assigned it. If you want to turn something in early, I mean, I don't care. That's fine with me. Late final work, I take it. But I do have a late policy. So 1 day late is 10% off. 2 days late is 20% off. Over 2 days late, you won't get credit for it. I do encourage you, if it's over 2 days, go ahead and turn it in because you still will need the feedback, but you won't get a grade for it. So this late policy is, you know, if it's a 5-point assignment, then if it's over 2 days late, it's a 0. If it's a 100-point assignment, if it's over 2 days late, it's a 0. And I have done it before and it hurts my heart, but you know, I can't, if I make one exception, then it just blows my whole rule out of the water. So that is what it is. I'm pretty strict on it. If you forget to turn in a paper or saying, I thought I turned it in, that is not acceptable. You get a confirmation when you turn something in on Blackboard. You can look on Blackboard and see if it says turned in or not turned in. That is your job. Your job is to do the work and to turn it into me. So saying I thought I did it, that's not gonna fly. So um, again, it's your responsibility. Deadlines have to be met. If you have a good reason for missing a deadline, and that starts here, you'll need to let me know by email, or like if we have a video conference call, because you don't see me in person, as soon as possible in advance of the deadline. So if you've known for 2 weeks that you are going to be, I don't know, out of the country or something, but you tell me like the day before you leave, like, come on, bro. So, but if it's something, so just let me know the things when you find out. Just, it's a good communication policy for any professor, but also just, even in life. So, and also I know if something comes up, because again, life happens. So, if something comes up, I do take it on take all of those situations on a case by case basis, but just let me know. And, I'll just see what I think is fair, or what I can do. But computer problems are not reasonable excuses for missing deadlines. So if something is due at 11:59 and at 11:50, your power went out, like, well, why did you wait until, that late? So, and in all honesty, I just encourage you just to get your stuff done and turn it in as quickly as possible. Then you don't have to worry about that part, about if something happened. Because say your power did go out on Thursday, and then, well, guess what? You still got a couple days to turn in, or you can run to McDonald's or Starbucks or whatever and use their Wi-Fi and get it turned in or something. And class discussions. This is a sort of ish big thing. You do have discussions. You're responsible for your one original post, and then you have to respond to at least 2 other students' posts. And this is graded. As far as your responses to your peers, a response of good, great point, etc., is not acceptable. I need to see that you're actually putting thought in, not just putting something down to get points. So, I didn't put it in here, but I will. I will have an open forum. So if you guys just have questions about the class, or maybe about an assignment, and you want to post it because other people might have that same question too. So it's kind of in lieu of, hey, raising your hand, oh, I had a question about blah, blah, blah. Then this is, my alternative to that. So also for everything on my syllabus, it might change. But I always let you guys if I change something. So I will add in the open forum part. Course portfolio. This is the biggest thing, I guess, because this is your final exam. If you have done a portfolio maybe for a writing class or for art or something like that, then it is a compilation of all the things that you've done. So your course portfolio will be all the major projects we have done in class this semester. With that, you will need to have in your portfolio, you will have a rough draft and final draft of each project. So that means you will have to save them. So number one, don't delete your paper after you've got a grade back from me. That you might need to use them in another class later on. But, don't delete them, number one, because you'll need to use it for your portfolio. But also, I suggest, like, when you turn in your rough draft to me, then go ahead and make a copy of that file in Google Drive and go ahead and label it, say paper number 1 or project number 1, final draft. So you have a rough draft copy and a final draft copy. So that way at the end of the semester, you've already got those divvied out for yourself. And then that way you won't get confused on what was what and all of that. Let's see. Is there anything else? No, there's not really anything else on there. So back to me. Okay, so that being said, it is your responsibility to go through read everything in the syllabus. There is a quiz on it that is due by the end of week 1. So this week, probably the week that you're watching this. If you have questions, just let me know. If there's something that I happen to miss on the syllabus in going over, or a question that you have, maybe another teacher's done something or whatever, just let me know, and then I will address it. Again, my syllabus is subject to change, as is my schedule. But again, I will always communicate that kind of stuff to you. So if you have any questions, just holler, and good luck on your quiz.